cctv News spoke to Zhao Bo, the director of the Center for International Security Cooperation. He spoke to us on China's relations with ASEAN, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations members, and how ongoing disputes will likely be resolved.
Yes, we understand that we have some territorial disputes with some of the member states, but in spite of this, all these problems cannot overshadow the overall good relationship. And in terms of the disputes, China has made its stance very clear that we would like to resolve this issue with all the countries concerned through friendly discussions.
Lieutenant General Wang echoed similar comments at the event, saying China is committed to peaceful development and observes proper process in handling territorial disputes. For more on this now, we're joined live by Mr. Jia Xiudong. He's a senior research fellow at the China Institute of International Studies in Beijing. Sir, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Tell us, why is China right now taking such a bold step forward, saying it is the preeminent power of East Asia?
Actually, China is playing an active role in economic and trade relations in the region. At the same time, China is talking with countries in the region about increasing security. And China seeks a peaceful settlement over the disputes between China and its neighbors and other maritime states. So I don't believe that's any kind of bold step. And but the impression by others is that China actually playing with these disputes with its economic strength. Actually, it's not the picture right now.
I see. Some were set back by the comments made by U.S. Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel earlier this week, talking about making some very provocative statements against China and this territorial dispute going on in the South China Sea. Tell me, did this force the Chinese government to push back some?
Well, really the speech by Secretary of State Hagel at the Shangri-la Dialogue Forum is quite provocative to the ears of China. Actually, the United States is taking advantage of disputes between China and Japan and some of the Southeast nations in the South China Sea. And when the United States talks about coercion or imitation, actually when the United States says its treaty alliance covers the Diaoyu Islands, actually that is kind of coercion and coercion and intimidation to the public of China. And his actual speech does not add to the mutual trust between the two countries.
Let me ask you, let's talk about the Diaoyu Islands right now. I want to know, would China have had this controversy over this area, and would China have moved into this area in 2008 when the economic times were not so great? Is China feeling like it can flex its muscles right now because the economic situation is so good?
Well, no, that's not true. And actually, the Diaoyu Island dispute appeared to the eyes of the international community, the public. It's just because the provocative moves taken by Japan in 2010 and in 2012, when Japan seized a Chinese fisherman and tried to put him on trial using the Japanese law to show that Japan is jurisdiction of the Diaoyu Islands. And now again, because of nationalization of the Diaoyu Islands in 2020, these were the provocative moves to which China had to respond. So it's not because that China has a rising economic power.
I see. Mr. Jia Xiudong, thank you so much for your time and insight and joining us on our broadcast live from Beijing. We really appreciate it.